What is one of the most difficult things to do with a narcissist? Co-parent. Oh my gosh. So if you're in a custody battle or you're trying to get through co-parenting with a narcissist, you know how difficult it is. So you're not going to want to miss this episode. We're going to talk about tips and strategies to help you along the way.
Welcome to the Victim to Warrior podcast.
Warrior Talk. We're John and Melissa, and we are both narcissistic abuse survivors, and our mission is to help other survivors reclaim and rebuild their lives. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, welcome, but we are streaming live on all other platforms, and we've also introduced Mailbag. So please stay till the end because your question may be the one we answer.
So one of the hardest things that you can do with a narcissist is co-parenting. Oh my gosh, the horror stories that we have heard from our clients, it's unbelievable, whether they're in a custody battle or they could have been divorced for years and are still dealing with this.
Yes.
So what does it look like when someone is trying to co-parent with a narcissist?
Well, there are so many different tricks the narcissist will do. One, they try to undermine you as a parent. So they are going to talk bad about you. They are going to weaponize the children against you. They are going to basically make themselves look like the Disney parent, even if it's harmful to your child, like staying up late, letting them play video games, letting them eat a bunch of candy. Anything the narcissist can do to sway that child to want to side with them, they'll do it at the expense of the child. It's very damaging. It's dangerous. It's damaging. And the parent that's left on the outside, you don't know what to do because it's not helping when you badmouth them. It's not helping when you're trying to talk your child out of wanting to eat candy in the morning because it's such a conflict. So there's a lot of things that you can do to protect yourself if you're going into this in a custody battle or if you're already in it.
Yeah, we do hear that. What do I do? I don't know what to do. I mean, they're giving them everything, or they're letting them eat everything, or they're letting them stay. What do I do? And it's almost like you have to keep being the best parent you can be. We talk to our clients quite a bit about that. Keep parenting the way you know you need to parent, and instilling those values and all the things that you want your children to do. You're going to have to work extra hard to make sure that you instill those things into your kids.
And there's just a lot of things that you have to stay firm about.
Right.
Because one of the things is you need to, like John just said, establish your own parenting plan. Avoid collaboration with the narcissist because anything that you try to do that looks like you're trying to be cooperative, they're going to use it against you. Think about your relationship and why that got destroyed in the first place. They haven't changed. Communicate about essential matters only, medical, school, emergencies. Use written communication only, either email or a co-parenting app, which we highly recommend to our clients.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute because this can absolutely save the situation.
Yes.
We always recommend Our Family Wizard. It's the #1 co-parenting app that's out there.
And in the U.S.
Yeah, and it's in the U.S., right? And it's approved by many states and courts throughout the United States.
Yeah.
So we highly recommend that. We're going to put the link to Our Family Wizard below in the description. Click on that link and it will take you to the website and you can find out all about the app and how you get it approved for your situation.
And you can actually add, if your child is having to go through counseling, you can actually add the counselor to Our Family Wizard app. I'm on many of my clients' apps because sometimes the interaction is devious or they're not sure if they're being set up or trapped. So they'll ask me, can you please look at this section? So I can actually go into it, look at it, and actually advise them on what I think they should do. But you can actually put a guardian ad litem. You can put another, if you have another therapist, you can put them on here. So it is an interactive app that you actually can use not only to document everything, every single, as if you are having a conversation with them. It can be put into the app. Every single bit of it. It is the best way for you to keep your sanity, because they will try to push your buttons.
Right.
They will try to get you upset. They will have told the child something about you, and then they'll trigger you, and then they'll look at the child and go, see? It's really devastating because they don't care about the child. And so when we're talking about communicating and keeping your boundaries, one of the things I suggest, don't go to events with them. If you both want to go to an event that the child is going to be in, go separately, sit separately. You're not connected with this person anymore except through the child. So don't let them make you nervous. Don't let them ruin your time with your child. It's a separate situation. Arrive separately, sit separately, even if you need to take somebody with you just to give you moral support.
Right.
Set boundaries. Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about that.
Oh.
Exchanges.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how many horror stories we've heard with exchanges where they come over to your house and guess what? They come in without being invited.
Yeah, barge in.
They barge in, or they're there when you get there because they know where you hide your key, or better yet, they don't leave, or they want to argue about something. Don't ever exchange at your home or their home.
No, pick a public location where you're going to be safe, or bring somebody with you. You don't have to go to their house. They certainly don't have to come to your house. But make sure this is in your co-parenting plan. Just about every single court system in the entire country requires a parenting plan. So it sets boundaries. So this is something you can either amend if you already have one and they're breaking every single bit of it, or you can create it. But having those exchanges be somewhere neutral where there's people around so they can't start a fight, they can't push your buttons. It's literally an exchange, and that's it. That is the safest place to do.
You know what I love about what we're talking about here is we're really trying to protect the victims here.
Yeah.
The children as well, but also you.
Yeah.
Where you're setting boundaries, going no contact on everything but an app that records all communications, and just really helping you keep your sanity, really, because sometimes we hear co-parenting and the parent will say, I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm losing sleep.
I'm losing control. I feel respected from my child.
So all of these things are about creating a life that you can live inside. And really creating those boundaries, the communication, everything is in your control so that you don't have to deal with it.
Well, and that's a great point right there, because what you cannot control is what goes on in the narcissist's house. Unless there's abuse going on, you cannot control how they're going to bring up the children in their house. You can control it in your own house. That means your rules stick. Bedtime, homework, meal plans. Like John said in the beginning, every single thing that's important to you, raising your child in a healthy, loving, supportive household is important, and it's within your control. So set those boundaries, raise them in your house the way you want to. Do not worry about what's going on over there unless you suspect abuse, because you cannot control that. And it really will. One, it'll make you compromise the rules in your own house. You're the parent. Don't do it. Don't compromise in your own home.
Let's talk about the word abuse a little bit. You know, you mentioned that. This is really, really important because some types of co-parenting can go over into abuse. It doesn't have to be physical. Yeah, it could be. So let's talk. You're an expert on this, babe. So let's talk a little bit about, what that looks like so that because in your divorce decree.
Well, your parenting plan will say, who gets what on what holidays, how do you split things? It should address the pickups and the drop-offs. Every single possible element in a co-parenting plan needs to be drawn out, because you know who you're dealing with. But the one thing that's really sad is when they start weaponizing the child against you, or they start alienating the child from you. Parent alienation and weaponization of children are both forms of child abuse. It psychologically messes with the child. And they're the victim. They gaslight them. They tell them such horrific lies about you that you left, you deserted the family. Thank goodness they're there to pick up the pieces. Your mom or your dad doesn't love you anymore. They don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. Can you imagine what that does to the child? The child is sitting there listening to these horrific statements by an adult, by their parent, who they believe. I mean, these are children. Weaponization, so dangerous, and parent alienation. If they are trying to keep you away from your child, you have to report this. They cannot interfere with your parenting time, interfere with your vacations. They'll try. They will try. I have a client now who every single time and they're like 50-50, when it's my client's time, he will plan something. He will want to FaceTime for an hour and a half. He will, forgot about the movie tickets. It's something the child wanted to see. Oh, let's go have some ice cream. What child doesn't want to have ice cream? What child doesn't want to go to the circus? But they can do that on their time, not your time. So setting these boundaries, getting a detailed parenting plan that will protect you, or if you have one that is basically not doing the trick, go back to court. This is your child we're talking about, and you only get one time to raise them. And so at least your side of the slate, loving, kind, supportive, authoritative, you have to still your own rules. You can't just let them run wild like they might be doing in the other household. So,
you know what? We've talked about a lot of strategies to make a lot of different things that are all important. How would someone find a guide that mentions all of these things and more?
I love my husband. I have been dealing with parent alienation, weaponization of children, and severe custody battles. That's why I became a certified divorce coach as well as a recovery coach. But taking all of these strategies and tips and guidance, I actually put it in a book. It's my most recent book. It's called The War You Didn't Choose, Co-Parenting with a Narcissist. And it is full of tips, strategies, sample letters that you can send to the court, sample letters that you can send to a therapist, especially if you think they are lying and they're actually using the child as a weapon, which is very dangerous. So there's so many things in this book that can help you along this journey, because depending on how old your child is or children are, that's how long you're going to be stuck in this co-parenting trap. So understanding how to deal with it, understanding what you can do about it if they are weaponizing, if they are alienating you. This is something you don't want to sit back and let it get so bad that you lose control of everything. Because remember the relationship you were in with them. Remember what we did. It happened slowly, subtly. All of these things started happening. And then once we realized it was too late, we're trapped, we're stuck, we're trauma bonded. That's what they will do with your child or your children. So you can't ignore these things. You can't let them start subtly chipping away at your relationship with your children. That is something you have to fight tooth and nail to protect. And my book covers all of it. So we'll put the link below. The War You Did.
It's on Amazon right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that title, though.
Yeah, and it's true.
Yeah, is that your this war?
And you're in a war.
But so now you have to fight to win because your kids deserve it.
Yeah, they're the most important. And until you start understanding what you're dealing with, document everything, write everything down. Even if your child is saying something like the same client, her child came home and said to her, Mom, I'm tired of being secretive. This child's 9 years old. I'm tired of being secretive.
Have her fathers.
Well, she just said that phrase. I'm tired of being secretive. So this child was basically, the other parent was carrying a lot of secrets. It's a secret. Don't tell your mom. It's a secret. Don't tell. It's our secret. It has stressed this poor 9-year-old out so bad. She just sat there and said, I don't want to be secretive anymore. It's almost like the weight of the world is on this child's shoulder. And that's when my client realized there are some really terrible things going on in that other household for a 9-year-old to say, I don't want to be secretive anymore. So you have to listen for these changes in behavior. What's going on? How are they different? Document them. Keep a journal. Even if you have to record your own child talking about things, just so you have it and you can actually bring it up in case you need to go back to court. The more documentation you can have about weaponization, alienation, gaslighting, etc., the better you're going to be equipped to fight for your child.
Right. Let's hit the mailbag.
No, all right. Mailbag. Oh, one more thing I do want to say. Try to detach emotionally from this. It's going to hurt your feelings. It's going to anger you. It's going to make you feel helpless, bewildered, like you cannot escape their control. Even though you're divorced, they're still trying to control you. Setting your boundaries, making sure you are taking care of yourself, you're prioritizing yourself. Your nervous system doesn't need to be in a chaotic mess anymore. So prioritizing your self-care is so important because it gives you strength, it gives you clarity, it lets you think with a clear thought rather than constantly being anxiety-ridden. Remember how it felt when you were in it. Don't let that be part of your life now. So that's
you got out for a reason.
Yes, you got out.
So I didn't want to have to deal with this anymore.
Yes. So I needed to say that because there's so many people out there that are like, I just can't take it anymore. I thought the divorce would, be the end and I could live my life. Not if you have children together, but you actually can set those boundaries and you can stick to them. Journaling
and empower yourself.
Writing things down, prioritizing your self-care, exercising. Don't let them control your life. You're divorced for a reason or you're apart for a reason. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. We wanted to select questions from our mailbag that kind of dealt with this episode.
Yeah.
And about this topic.
Yeah.
Head parenting, because we get so many questions. So we wanted to have questions that were really appropriate for this. So hopefully these will help you. How do I protect my child emotionally when the other parent is using them as a pawn during a custody battle?
Well, there you go.
Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses.
We talked about weaponization. Instilling in your child the truth as far as what you're telling them. Do not badmouth the other parent. Do not try to go tit for tat with the other parent. You want to be the supportive, loving, caring parent. So letting them talk about what is bothering them, what is worrying them, talking about the change of behavior, just like our client, the daughter saying, I don't want to be secretive anymore. The mother was able to actually jump into that conversation and said, well, what do you mean secretive? And handling things in a delicate way by trying to listen to what your child is saying, instilling the protection, security, love, support, all of those things that you want for your child. That's what your child needs to hear from you. You can't control the other side. So make sure you listen to them. Make sure you're paying attention to their behavior and don't ignore it. Don't just sweep it under the rug like we did so many things when we were in that relationship. We just bury things. It was easier that way, not with your child.
Sure.
Pay attention and deal with it with open mind, open ears. Write it down and let them know they are the most important thing to you and that you are there no matter what, and supporting, loving, and protecting them.
Oh, great point. Yeah. Okay. All right. The next question. What kind of evidence do I need to present to a court to show the narcissist is manipulating or alienating our child?
Wow. Well, one, if they're alienating, that means they are stepping on your parenting time. Those are things that you cannot just let go. If you have to call the police and say they did not, it's a form of kidnapping. It really is. And I had to do that. If they do not let you have the your parenting time, or they don't show up at the drop-off, they're like, I'm not going to go to the drop-off. You have to come to my house. No one says you are forced to do that. If you have a place that you're meeting, and that's what you put in your parenting plan, or you've requested it, you do not have to let them come to your house. Even if you have to meet them out by your mailbox, make sure there's some separation there. But you documenting it, calling the police if they do not bring your child to you, or they try to take your child on your time. That is a violation. That is basically kidnapping. You're going to have to report that. And I know you might be thinking, oh my God, that's going to rock the boat. That's going to upset. Guess what? They're stealing time away from you and your child. That is not fair to you. It's not fair to your child. So you have to get authority involved. Police, your attorney, going back to court, a guardian, something is going to have to be done to stop the other parent from alienating you from your own children.
Right? Because it's only going to get worse.
Oh, it would get worse. Especially
how much more can I take? How much more can I get?
Yeah. And finally, they're going to be the only influence over your children. So the only thing your children are going to be hearing is their lies, their manipulation, their gaslighting. You do not want that for your child or for you. It's too heartbreaking. So you have to do something about it. You cannot just think it's going to get better. If you're cooperative, if you give a little bit, remember the relationship that you were in with them. It doesn't get better. There's no compromising. It's their way or the highway. Don't let them do that to your child and the relationship with your child. So.
Look, if you need help, if you need coaching for this, you just heard Melissa, and she's written a book on this. So spending an hour with Melissa would be a huge benefit for you. If you're just like, I don't know what to do anymore. I really feel like I'm losing my child. Wouldn't an hour with Melissa be worth that?
We could work on a strategy plan together.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to put Melissa's link in there as well as a discount code to get a discount off your initial call with Melissa. She's phenomenal, as you hear. And we'll put the link to the book below too. And also below, I'm going to put in questions at the V2W, the email to send your questions for us to read on Mailbag on an upcoming episode. We'd love to read your questions. So please send us that email. And if you have any questions about this episode and about this topic, or want more information about the book, or more information about Our Family Wizard, or anything we can help you with, please leave them in the comments. We'll be happy. I'm in the comments every single day, and I'll be sure to get back to you.
And if you haven't subscribed, please do, because we have a podcast out every single week, and it is on the topic of narcissistic abuse, on how to deal with it. So please subscribe, like this video, and we will see you on the next episode.